We got Cowboys at Lions for Thursday night football. Let's get it rolling. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I am your host, Steven, and we're back with the start of Week 14, inching closer and closer to the playoffs. Monday Night Football is a one-on-one day. We'll go over that recap in just a little bit. Quick reminder that the NBA Best Bets video will be out later today, per usual, for the Thursday slate. But of course, like we've been mentioning all week, that promo code is active right now. Use JaboXmas for the website, and you get 1 free month. This is going to be the new hub. In case you haven't listened the last few days, this is the new hub for the channel. It's $14.99 a month. Bets are still free. That's the main thing. I'm not hiding behind a paywall with bets or anything like that. You do get bets a little earlier because there will be an email notification right when I post the bet. And, of course, it takes time to get all my notes ready, record a video, and edit and all that kind of stuff. So that is one benefit, but also the premium betting tools. I mean, you guys are getting a ton of value here on this site. We have a tutorial video out right now, so be sure to go check it out. It's on our YouTube page. And it goes through all of this, just a quick 12-minute one. But you get access to odds across 250-plus sports books. You can link it to just the sports books that you use, find the best odds a lot quicker, easier, links to your accounts, all that kind of stuff. You can tail people with one click of a button on the community tab. That's a page, that's going to be a lot of fun, I think, as we all post our bets with write-ups and all that kind of stuff. The website's also going to have chat rooms. That's right. No more Discord as of Friday. It is moving over to this website. Just an access to talk to, a lot of smart people in this community. I'm going to be there every single day talking games and all that kind of stuff. And then weekend research slides, probably coming for baseball pitcher reports, things like that. You guys have been asking on the weekends. Maybe do some in NBA as well. But betting contests and betting leagues are what we are working on right now as well. That is coming soon. But you get a 1-year membership for a deal of $150 a year right now. Or use a promo code to get 1 free month. Current customers that are already on, they stay at that $9.99 a month that we had earlier before we kind of transitioned everything over here. So that's what we got for the website. Now, let's get right into the video. I am ready to roll. And we got a little dad joke. And this is a serious one, so here we go. I just read that a lot of the crows have lost their ability to communicate. Scientists are scrambling, trying to find the cause. That took me a second to get. Anyways, in this video, we're going to recap Monday Night Football, and then I'm going to preview and give my best bets for the Cowboys at Lions. I got one play, one unit, and then I got a couple leads to talk through, and then, of course, we'll finish it with the recap. So hit that like button if you haven't already. Hit that hype button as well if you're on mobile. Helps this channel grow. And if you're new to the channel, hit that, hit that subscribe button. Come join this community. We are over 43,000 subscribers after the first, 3 years and some change. Cannot thank you guys enough. You guys are awesome, so I appreciate it. But let's get this party started. That means it's recap time. All right, there it is, our 1-1 day on Monday Night Football. Over 46.5 Giants-Patriots. It looked like it was going to cash easy, but it actually got a little sweaty there at the end with a nice field goal to cash it. This second one, my goodness. I tell you guys all the time, running back receiving yards can be so volatile. We saw it with Jahmyr Gibbs on Thanksgiving. We see it here. I have to stay away from him. I've only made like 4 bets or so of them this year, but Tyrone Tracy, 1 catch for -3 yards. It was crazy. Terrible read there. 109.88 on the year, now up 14.30 units. Let's keep that momentum rolling. We've had a great last 4 weeks. Hopefully that carries over into week 14. But that's what we got for the recap. Now let's talk the Cowboys at Lions. All right, we head out to Detroit, Michigan, where the Lions host the Dallas Cowboys. Lions -3 total, and this one is 54.5. Big game here. Big playoff implications. The loser of this game obviously going to have a little tougher path to the playoffs. But Cowboys coming in playing really good football. 3 straight wins. Just beat Kansas City on Thanksgiving. Defense really improved. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But Lions coming in off a loss against the Packers on Thanksgiving. Now lost 3 of their last 5. Just struggling right now compared to what we're used to seeing last couple of years. Injury report. Big advantage Cowboys here. Free safety Malik Hooker questionable. Left tackle Tyler Guyton is questionable. Other than that, they're pretty healthy. Lions, it's a bloodbath. St. Brown is questionable. He got hurt on Thanksgiving. I don't think he plays, but you never know. Wide receiver Khalif Raymond is doubtful. Now, tight end Brock Wright is questionable. Usually wouldn't matter, but he's a starting tight end right now because Sam Laporta also done for the season. And then 4 of the 5 starting offensive linemen right now are questionable. Decker, Awosika, Glasgow, whatever, and Panay Sewell. So only right guard Ratledge is healthy. So, I mean, again, that's going to be something you want to keep an eye on before you make a bet. But both safeties are also questionable. Actually, sorry, one safety is questionable. Brian Branch. Kirby Joseph, I believe, is now out for the season. So let's talk some trends before we get into the best bets. Cowboys 8-4 to the over this year, best in the NFL. Dallas is 10-2 to their team total over, best in the NFL as well. Goff and Campbell 18-12-1 straight up after a loss together, won 14 in a row coming off a loss, including 13-1 ATS. I mean, that's just absolutely impressive. Goff is 24-8 against the spread indoors off a straight-up loss, but outdoors 10-14-1. So, again, obviously we're going to be playing indoors here. Lions have combined 0-for-7 on fourth down the last two games. Probably doesn't really help you, but just some info. In the last two seasons, teams listed as an underdog after facing the Chiefs. How about 1-13 straight up and 5-9 ATS? That would be the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys 5-1 ATS as underdogs this year, 2-4 ATS as favorites. All right, that's what I got for all the info. Now let's talk a best bet. I got a 1-unit play. Sorry for my voice going in and out. This sickness is going to be the end of me. I'm telling you, this is killing me. George Pickens, 80-plus receiving yards, -116 on FanDuel. This is my 1-unit play. I'm not going to overthink it. Pickens has been an absolute monster for Dallas this year. Top 5 wide receiver in the league right now. And if we just talk about his floor and everything, he has 9+ targets in 9 of 12 games this year. He's averaging 6 receptions per game, 16.1 yards per catch. He has a long catch. This is crazy, of 37+ yards in 6 of the last 8. So his longest catch over was also something I looked at. He has 80+ receiving yards and 6 of the last 9. But the crazy part, 2 misses, 78 and 79. It's just crazy. In 2 of his last 3 games, 144 and 146 receiving yards, and he is getting a huge 41% of the team's air yard share right now. So just a monster. Now facing the Lions, I love this matchup because they play a ton of man-to-man. George Pickens absolutely feasts on man-to-man defense, and the Lions have struggled overall versus wide receivers, ranked 23rd in receiving yards allowed to that position, struggling to get pressure, just 1 sack in the last 2 games, now down to starting safety. Some wide receivers last 2 weeks versus Detroit. How about Watson, 80 receiving yards? Wicks had 94 in that game as well. Wan'Dale Robinson, 156. That's the last 2 weeks. So overall, Pickens playing like an absolute top-tier wide receiver right now. Great matchup here. Very high floor. I like it. Give me Curious George for 80+ receiving yards. That is my one and only best bet right now for this game. But let's talk some leans. All right, this first one is on the spread. The Cowboys +3 is a lean right now. Have not bet this, but it feels a little trappy. I'm not going to lie. This defense has been much improved lately. The addition of Quinnen Williams and some health on the linebacking crew have really helped. In fact, since week 9, this is crazy. They're dominating the line of scrimmage on defense. Number 1 in run defensive grade. Number 1 overall ranked D-line according to PFF. The worry with Dallas has been their defense, but now it's playing like at least an average defense, so it makes them a little bit dangerous, that's for sure. But again, we still need to see more. Coming in on that 3-game winning streak, but this is only their second road game since October 26th. Cowboys have also dominated the trenches on the offensive line. They are really running the ball. Great, highly graded offensive line when it comes to the run game. Javonte Williams having a breakout season. So again, when you're trying to defend this team, it's not easy. You got Javonte Williams running the ball, and they're not afraid to run him, into the ground to set up that play action. They don't abandon it very often. And then you got Pickens and Lamb on the outside. It's just brutal, that's for sure. So Lions, I know this would be going against a trend, which isn't, I don't want to fade the Lions off of a loss. I'm just not impressed by what I've seen lately. This Lions offense is struggling mightily on the offensive line. That was kind of what they hung their hat on last year with that extremely good season they had. But even when they're healthy, they just haven't been the same. Now they have 4 starting offensive linemen questionable. Jared Goff, when he has a shaky O-line, is not quite the same guy. And now they got to face this red-hot defensive line. It spells a little trouble for me. But this is an offense that relies on the run game to get everything set up as well. If they can't get that going against the Cowboys, that's also going to hurt. But just a quick, obviously, by the way kind of thing. Amon-Ra St. Brown might not play like we talked about. Sam Laporta out for the year. So it's a lot of Jamison Williams, maybe Jahmyr Gibbs out of the backfield and some other guys. But Lions defense has struggled lately as well. We gave up 27 points to the Giants and Jameis Winston, 31 to the Packers on Thanksgiving. In fact, Winston and Love threw for a combined 600 yards against the Lions. Pass rush, like we just mentioned earlier, 1 sack in the last 2 games, just has not been there. Again, this can turn around. Doesn't mean it's going to always continue. But so overall, the reason I've kind of stayed away from this is we haven't seen much of the Cowboys on the road. And they've always played really good in Dallas. And now the Lions are coming off a loss, something else. But if you just look on what you've seen and who the healthier team is, the better form, Cowboys +3 is very tempting, even though it does seem a little trappy. So that's my first lean, Cowboys +3. Second one, Javonte Williams of the Cowboys over 16.5 rush attempts. They've been riding him a lot lately. In fact, his last 3 games, 22, 20, and 17 carries. He even had those 20 carries was in a game they were down 21-0 at halftime. Like I mentioned, they don't usually abandon the run early or anything. So he's the key to unleashing this, pass game that they have with Pickens and Lamb. And then game script, as you guys just heard, I think it's going to be a close game. If you think the Lions blow them out, then this probably isn't the bet for you. But this is a full week's rest, not a typical Thursday game since they played on Thanksgiving. I think the improvement on defense that's really correlated with more carries, and that's why I've seen the last 3 weeks, because obviously this defense is keeping them in the game, allowing them to stick with the run a lot longer. I'd like him to get another heavy dose of carries here. So those are my 2 leans for Monday Night Football, along with my best bet. But before we get out of here, let's check out the recap. All right, there it is. My one best bet for 1 unit. George Pickens, 80-plus receiving yards, -116 on FanDuel. Thank you guys for watching. As always, I really appreciate it. Click that like button if you haven't already. But hope you have a great Thursday. Enjoy the game, and we'll talk to you soon.